long story that Justine and I read. So we're going to do a little recap for you. The first thing that happened was there was a man who was worried about money. Do kids ever get worried about money? Like I have too little money to buy a candy, but you don't? Kind of. Adults, you ever get worried about money? Yeah, they always do. They always said, when I was a kid, they always said, there's not enough money for that. We can't buy that. We can't afford that. They always said those kind of things. So here there was a guy who interrupted Jesus to say, I'm worried about money. Second, instead of responding just to the guy, he responded to the whole crowd. He was a good storyteller. And so he told a story about a farmer. The farmer didn't worry about not having enough money. The farmer had too much money. Didn't even know what to do with all his money. And so he tried to figure out what to do with it. And he's so worried about what to do with his extra money. Adults, you ever have that problem? No. Jesus said in the story, and this is to this particular, about this farmer, but it's really for all of us. Sometimes we get caught up in the things that we own. Instead of us owning them, they kind of own us. And so maybe you're not going to deal with this yet, but one of these days, you might be more worried about your house than your family. Maybe you're more worried about your car than your job. You might be worried more about your toys than being kind to one another. It happens. So Jesus tells a story that that's not really the best way to live a life. So then Jesus turns to his disciples, the people who really, really, really want to learn, and he explains the parable, and he says it 3 times. First he says, don't worry about stuff that money will buy. And then second he says, I'm telling you, worrying doesn't help. And then a third time he says, I know you're still worrying, but you just got to stop that. Jesus says you should trust God instead, and everything else will be taken care of. Which is a really hard lesson, because I worry sometimes. Sometimes when I worry, I bite my fingernails. Does anyone else do that? Yeah, there's a few hands out there. Sometimes when I'm really worried, I get this sick feeling in my stomach, and I get really excited, and I might not treat people exactly as good as I would. Does that ever happen to any of you? Sometimes when it's really bad, and I'm really worrying, I might not even be able to go to sleep. And I just sit there and think about it, which is, I think, the worst kind of worrying. But Jesus tells us, maybe Jesus tells me over and over and over, don't worry about those things. God's taking care of you. You're never alone. There's so many things that are going to go wrong in your life, and you don't feel like they're going right in your life. God's grace will always be there. So we can pray about that. Dear God, when I feel like I don't have enough, remind me that you are my enough. Amen.